Hi families, this is Ms. Hill. I'm going to do a quick video on strategies for division in case that's something you're working on for home. So we're going to be talking about 4 different strategies. The 2 that we have learned by March the 7th are called equal groups and arrays. So equal groups is when we take our numbers. So just here we're going to start at the beginning. Your first number in a division sentence is called your dividend. And your dividend is the total number that we have. Your second number in a division sentence is called your divisor or divisor. And it is the number of groups that you have. And so this is the total. And this is the number of groups. And the last one is the answer, which is the number in each group. And it is called the quotient. So the kids are expected to know the names of the words and what they mean and where they go in a division sentence. So for instance, if we're starting off with a simple little number like 6, so if I'm going to do the question 6 divided by 2, so that tells me my total is 6, which it is. I'm putting it into 2 groups. And how I teach the kids to do that is I literally make my 2 groups. And then I take the rest of my things and I add them in 1, 1, 2, 2, until all of my tokens are accounted for. They can obviously do that on paper with a pencil, on a dry erase with a dry erase pen. They can do it with any kind of counters that you might have at home, and I'm sure you have tons like beads, buttons, heck, smaller numbers, you might have enough spoons. So whatever you're going to do, this is division make with equal groups. So then they know that the answer is the number in each group, so it's 3. Then we would have them double check by making an array. So an array is a square or a rectangle, and that square or a rectangle would be divided into the number of groups, meaning the number of columns or the number of rows. It doesn't really matter. So in this case, I'm going to take my 6 and I'm going to put it in a row. It works best if they're all the same size, but that is an array. In an array, the shapes are close together. The exact same thing, split apart, is groups. So that's equal groups, and that is an array. And the idea is that by the end of next week, by March the 12th or so, the kids should be able to flip those back and forth between array and equal groups really quickly, because they will get a really firm idea. We're doing lots of hands-on-hand manipulation, so I think, and it's going really well so far. So the next strategy that we're going to teach the kids is skip counting on a number line. So we're going to take the same question, 6 divided by 3 equals that, and we're going to draw a number line. But unlike a multiplication where our number line would be getting bigger, in this case our number line is going to get smaller. So this one flips with repeated subtraction, which is the 4th strategy. So on a number line, I'm going to start with 6, and I'm going to go down by that many each time. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and we count to 0. So I'm going to count by 3. So 1, 2, 3, that's my first jump. And then 1, 2, 3, and that's my second jump. And this answer is the number of jumps. Okay, so 1, 2 jumps. So 6 divided by 3 equals 2. And you can see also that this is also, without having to change it, is also repeated subtraction. So 6 minus 3 equals 3, comma. 3 minus 3 equals 0. That's 1, and that's 2 subtraction steps. So this is the number of subtraction steps. So those are our 4 strategies. So again, they are equal groups, which matches up with arrays really nicely, and then number line going backwards matches up with repeated subtraction really nicely. So we get 4 strategies that the kids are learning to use. The idea isn't that they have to use them all. The idea is they have a fallback. Now, we also use a multiplication chart. and we teach them to match their numbers on a multiplication chart. And so, for example, here's my multiplication chart. So if I had the question 6 divided by 3, whoops, not 31, 6 divided by 3, I'm going to find the column for the 3, because this is the number of groups. So the number of groups, I'm going to look down here till I get to 6, and then that is how many in each group. This is a double check for them. So if they've done this, then this becomes a way for them to go, right, I got the right answer, so that was correct. They are welcome to use a multiplication chart. Ultimately, we expect that by the end of June, these kids should be able to do up to 10 times 10 or 100 divided by 10 without using a chart. So home practice is absolutely invaluable. So for that rote practice, I highly recommend you get yourself some flashcards and you use that. The other thing you can do and you can print off is you can print off blank versions of this and have them fill in the numbers with dry erase, and then they can practice that way. And then as they get more and more memorized, then we start crossing them out. Like, so if you say, I use one of these when I had my own kiddos, and it would be like, okay, Devin, what is 5 times 5? And he would say 25, because those are the skip counting by 5s, that's easy. And I would cross it out, and I would only check that number with him maybe every couple of days, like maybe once, twice a week at most, because he got it. Or if his confidence was down, I'd give him those easy ones. So they should know by now that 1 times anything is itself. So anything down here is itself, and 1 times 0 is always 0. So that's going to be on here. So here's, like, if you need a link for a multiplication chart, I think I've sent them out before, but if you need one, check with me and I can send you out another one. And if you don't have a dry erase sleeve like one of these pocket pages, and you really need one, write it in your kids' agenda, and I will send one of those home with you as well, because I have a few spares. But anyway, but I actually, you can buy a dry erase sleeve at Dollarama, and you can put your own things in it, and then you don't have to come to me for things. So again, those are our 4 steps, remembering that the words we're working on is dividend, and then divisor, and then quotient. So that's our vocabulary that we're learning right now. So this is the total number. This is the number of groups. And this is the number in each group. Alrighty. Thanks very much for taking time to watch this. I hope it is helpful to you, and we'll be in touch. Take care. Bye-bye now.